14th June 2021. Good evening. Welcome to NewsNight on Metro Television. We're live from our studio here on Dr. Isaac Street, North Ridge in Accra, live on the STV channel 277, live on Facebook and Metro News. My name is Noble Crosby Annan.
And I am Ifia Fusua. Coming up in the next 60 minutes. The Greater Accra Regional Police Command begins a manhunt for assailants of a daylight bullion van robbery at Timber Market, which has left 2 dead and another battling for his life.
National Labour Commission describes ongoing strike action by Technical Universities Teachers Association of Ghana as unlawful. We'll hear from both sides.
And also in this package, pupils in the Mofafajan community in the eastern region risk drowning as a crucial bridge which links them to the only basic school in the area is broken. We'll speak exclusively to authorities at the local assembly.
In sports, Asante Kotoko beat Inter-Allies at Dewu Park to maintain pressure on Hearts of Oak in the race for the Ghana Premier League title race.
And later on the international front, we take you to India as many states ease COVID-19 restrictions as a number of new infections drop to the lowest in more than 2 months. We've got details of these stories and many more coming up in the next hour. Do stay.
Welcome to the program. Let's start tonight's bulletin on a rather sad note where suspected armed robbers have shot to death a police officer and an eyewitness in a daylight robbery incident at Timber Market near the Agbogbloshie Market. The incident, which involved a bullion van allegedly transporting money, occurred around 1 p.m. My colleague Derek Adote was at the scene and has come through with this report.
And I'm saying about the Mojam say, me so man John Amity. What the Mojam say? Ampara, your father, bedroom Angela say, a present for our demo. It's one I can't remember. As me baby, so say, was so. That's why you brought the park on the two. Oh, dear. On you be near someone turned in near my drink. No be Toby to obey you, dear man. Or do you call it to an account? It's what from as an aminin in our body saying. And you had them. So free them in their call.
So that's the mother of the woman who was shot in this very armed robbery incident. We are trying to speak to some more people who are here and then to speak to their husband as well. Sir, please, how did you hear of this incident about your wife who was shot?
On the phone.
The mother of the woman who was shot in this very armed robbery incident. We are trying to speak to some more people who are here and then to speak to their husband as well. What information have you been able to find out so far from the police?
About her whereabouts?
About where she is and what's happening?
I've been told that she's taken to a police morgue.
The bullion van with car number GT8592 was carrying 4 people, a policeman and the driver when it was attacked by the armed robbers in broad daylight. An eyewitness accounts to us how the woman and the police officer was shot.
Oh, incident the buy and say taxi driver been an odi to 200 so it to all of the side they say omo yi to free tax ni boot to me to free tax ni boot na tax ni fa ni same and almost start to shoot police ni no almost start to shoot police now it you say na tell us ni be bank tell us ni be fa same omu botu mani fa drum no mebe miti efa madam ne dan no madam ti be shia bullet no na police no ti boulevard ni front onu no mu start shooting in face omu yi to free car taxi ni boot no and omu shoot police ni face tell ani ba ko ndi ase wako conscious to say ase wa collapse say o share bi da ohun sa incident bi da entu ran kan ti police akrofo ni ba ko di to no ball no or the tone back born, yeah, also fainty here. Later on, you be who's not Jamestown patrol cars actually.
According to another eyewitness, the armed robbers had followed the car on a motorbike till it got to the timber market where it was less crowded. He added he was afraid for his life and had to stay on the ground while the shooting happened.
I say you bought gloves. About 6 people, and I was in the car way by and almost say. For drums, I go can and pack it. And 4 people, if you didn't if you car in P2, many guy back on our denimu. And to all of sudden, now I say Tezzy Sudi, can banker, and a Tezzy agent. Yeah, banker, and to do nice bank, I don't know, say yes or told you, and I saw the end, they mean to me in taxi, no, a dear name, only deny. And that bank and the second car, it didn't original. And I say, will be no news and they won't to me in AC. And all of a sudden, you say, a 2 now start to say, a bassa. And the bassa, I had them to not wear back on the person. Or saw them say, Master, yonder from, and tell them that from flats. Made that send from them a die, next year, so again, I thank you.
The driver, who was also shot at, and one of the tellers, who was allegedly hit with the back of a gun, are currently receiving treatment at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, while the dead have been taken to the police hospital for preservation and autopsy. The police are, however, yet to make an official statement on the matter as they are currently conducting preliminary investigations. Reporting for Metro News, Derek Adote.
Metro News is working the phone lines to speak with the head of operations of the Greater Accra Regional Police Command, ACP Kwesi Oforiaze, and when we reach him, we'll bring you that conversation.
Now, still on the issue of daylight robbery, security inspector Deep Sani is calling for the retooling of the Ghana Police Service to enable officers fight crime, which has evolved in recent times. The expert says as criminals are being emboldened, so must crime fighters be well equipped to combat the menace.
Robbers have become more brazen, they've become more audacious in the manner in which they stage their attacks. Primarily because of our inability to stop them in their track. They've become very motivated because of our inability to invest in crime and investigation. Mostly they perpetrate these crimes and they are left off the hook. We are not able to conduct elaborate investigations into it. So in the end, you have the same persons in the streets doing the same things all over and over again. It is also a psychological warfare of some sort. There are instances where robbers would rob and even wait for the police to arrive, then they ambush the police. It happened somewhere around Kaswa not too long ago. They've attacked police stations, they've attacked and killed officers in broad daylight, like it happened in front of Las Palmas at La Paz. Alaba is another classical case where they were on motorbikes and all that. So it's a way of letting the people feel that, hey, we are very strong. We have the firepower. We can do it and get away with it. So don't come in our way, okay? And that is what I find quite disturbing, because the trend seems to be going up and we are not putting the right strategies and mechanisms on the ground to stem.
Away from that story, pupils in the Mofrafadrin community in the Sawamadradri community of the Eastern region risk drowning as an important bridge which links them to the only basic school in the area is broken.
The pupils, their parents and teachers are in a terrified state and are calling for an urgent attention to fix the bridge. They made this urgent appeal on Metro Television's Community Watch program with Gabriel Ni Obodai Togbo Ashon.
The absence of a bridge in the Mofra Fadrin community in the Sawam Edwadri municipality of the Eastern region has been a major challenge to residents for years. It's always a terrifying situation for the over 80 pupils of the community each time they have to cross this dilapidated makeshift bridge to and through the only basic school in the area.
I feel so scared.
You feel scared?
Yes, because last time me and my sister was crossing the bridge and my sister fell into the water, so I feel so sad. Please, I want them to come and correct the bridge for us because the bridge is so terrible.
We have one school in the community, the only school in the community, and because the bridge is broken, children are not able to go to school. There's a population of about 80, 90 students in the school, children in the school, but when it rains, only about 20 or 10 show up, which is very disturbing. Mothers are scared, children are scared to cross this bridge, and we are in the raining season. So the situation will be getting worse, and we are very, very concerned. We are very, very worried.
We had to pause the interviews at this moment because it was just about raining. The incomplete concrete and makeshift wood bridges are self-help projects by the community members. They appeal to authorities and humanitarian organizations to support them to complete the bridges.
We pray that you guys will help us, and I want you out there to help us to construct this bridge for us so we can go to school, educate these children so that they become a great leaders in future.
Municipal Chief Executive for the Nsawam Edwadri Municipality, Isaac Boabing, explains how the bridge will be fixed.
This is a community self-help project. So they have a budget allocation, which is a self-help project allocation. But if it is fund is not available, what we have to do is to review the budget. We are about to review budget. So the assembly member quickly should write, as a matter of urgency, should write in the form of a request to the assembly, so that if the self-help support cannot fix it for them, we'll incorporate it in our review budget.
Metro News and Community Watch will follow up and keep you updated. From Nsawam, this is Gabriel Ni Obodai Togwashon reporting.
So Gabriel Ni Obodai Togwashon is currently at Nsawam, and earlier we had plans to interact with the MCE for the area to get his reactions on this life-threatening bridge. As at when we got there, Obodai reports that the MCE had actually locked his office, contrary to his promise to actually speak to us and then give us his reaction to this life-threatening bridge that we just showed you as aired in the report. We'll get through to Obodai to get some more reaction so far as this particular bridge is concerned. I do understand we are trying to touch with the assembly man for the area. As at when we are able to get through to him, we'll get some reactions from him as well. Obodai, what more can you tell us?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Hello, Obodai.
Hi, Ifya.
Yeah, what more can you tell us?
Right, so I'm coming your way from the premises of the Nsawam Edwadri Municipality or Municipal Assembly, and we have come here to engage the Municipal Chief Executive as well as the Member of Parliament. The Municipal Chief Executive is Isaac Boabing, and the MP is Ankano Dompre. Only to be disappointed, we had spoken to the MC.
We had spoken to the MC at least twice before coming over. He had given us his word that he was going to meet us at the office, but we came here and he was nowhere to be found. We called his line, the same line we had communicated with him twice before coming, and the line was off. So I'm calling him now so you hear what comes out of it. We called and the line has been off since. Okay. And then we went to his residence. When we went to the residence, the wife mentioned to us, the wife managed to call him, only for us to be told that he was unwell and had then gone to the hospital, and drip had been placed on him. So within a short while, giving us an assurance, becoming sick, and then drip being placed on him in a hospital. We had also then spoken to the Member of Parliament. We sent him messages. He had seen the messages on WhatsApp. There is an indication that he has seen the messages, but not replying us. We have the Assembly member here, and as well the concerned resident who invited us to the community where the bridge challenges to engage us. Welcome to Metro News.
Thank you.
So we've been here hoping to meet the MCE together with you, but he's nowhere to be found. The MCE had told us that he had asked you to bring a letter, and you failed to present the letter.
But I've raised a concern or issue about this problem at our General Assembly. You know, we have someone who is in command in the absence of the MCE. I'll say that the presiding member. He served as the Speaker of Parliament when we come to the municipal level. I was able to bring him there for him to see the situation with the notion that he will have a discussion with his boss. Apart from that, this issue has been raised in our meetings. So since my chief said I did not bring a letter, the letter is ready now.
The letter is ready. So why should it take you such a long time to present a letter, even though the MC had asked you to bring the letter? And this is even handwritten, which tells us that you only drafted it upon knowing that we were coming.
No, I don't do that. It's not that.
So how come the letter isn't even typed?
No, I've drafted the letter. You know, we have a school close to it. The residents needs to, I need the inputs of the residents too, to add it. And
so that has taken you some weeks to draft the letter. Getting the inputs of the residents has taken you several weeks.
Before that, no, the letters were many, as I said. That I told you that we need to seek help from other people too. So we served those people. Initially, I was supposed to serve the Municipal Assembly first. But you know, I've not had a discussion with the MC concerning this issue.
So you failed your people by not engaging the main person in charge at the Assembly to inform him about your problem.
But I brought the presiding member. And it has been raised in one of our meetings. And every meeting document has sent for ESCO, what we call the executives of meetings. So I hope by now, maybe it find its way there, or maybe it did not find its way. And the MC have not asked me to bring any letter. They know me.
Like he said he has asked you to bring a letter, and you are now saying that he hasn't asked you to bring the letter. So who should we believe?
As for me, I'm telling the truth. My boss has not asked me to bring a letter concerning this issue. As I said earlier, that I've not spoken with him concerning this issue. It was the presiding member that I spoke with, and I was able to bring him there.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm bringing in the resident shortly, so we hear her take on this. Please come closer. You've heard from the Assembly member. You also witnessed our conversation with the Municipal Chief Executive. You've also seen what has transpired just now. The fact that his phone has been off, and he promised to be with us, but he's nowhere here. What's your impression? What's your feedback?
Oh, I'm quite disappointed, and I must say a big sorry to your team, Metro TV, because you had to drive all the way here, and unfortunately, you couldn't meet the MC. I say a big sorry to you. Well, you see, this is what the community has been going through. Letters have been written and written severally to previous governments, to the previous MCs, and even this assembly, this present, letters have been written to them, but nothing is done. Well, he says he needs a letter, and the letter is ready. So I hope something will be done, because everyone keeps shifting blames, no letter. I mean, what is letter? If the presiding member has been there, and he's been able to identify that there is a problem, and the bridge needs to be fixed, I mean, do you have to wait for a letter? Okay, the letter is ready, so let's see what happens. Children are suffering, residents are suffering, pregnant women are suffering, and we are here waiting for letter. Okay, the letter is ready. So I'm just hoping that this will satisfy everyone. This will make them, wake up and help the community, because I know very soon elections will be up. They'll come again and make promises, say what they have to say, and we still have to wait for it to be fulfilled. So we are
All right, Obadai, thanks so much for bringing us that update. We'll still try and get through to the municipal chief executive of the area to respond to these very tough questions on the life-threatening bridge.
Let's do more stories where an Accra High Court has adjourned to June 21 a case filed by the Ghana Police Service seeking to secure another injunction to halt an intended street protest by the Fix the Country campaigners. This was after lawyers for the protesters informed the court they needed more time to comply with the court's order to file their statement in support or for their quest to hit the streets. There's more in this report.
About a week ago, a Supreme Court panel presided over by Justice Yao Apau set aside a High Court order that indefinitely barred the Fix the Country campaigners from staging a street protest. The Ghana Police Service argues allowing the group to hold a street protest will endanger citizens to possible COVID-19 infections. The service is in court to secure another injunction to prevent the campaigners from hitting the street. Lawyers of the protesters who were asked to file the affidavit, however, were unable to do so on time. They apologized to the court, explaining that this was due to delays in building consensus with a wide range of protesters. The court, presided over by Ruby Ayete, adjourned the case to June 21 to afford lawyers of the protesters more time to serve copies of their defense to the state attorneys. Assistant State Attorney Frederick Edujemfi, on his part, said although they were ready to move the motion today, June 14, they would comply with the judge's decision to move the case to June 21. Adachi Brown, one of the conveners of the Fix the Country campaigners, spoke to the media after the High Court adjourned the case.
You know, we've always been saying that we live in a broken system, okay? And these processes are part of the broken system we are talking about. If we are saying we want the country fixed, these problems or issues are part of the problems that we need to fix. You understand that? So we are not discouraged, we are not disappointed as well. We know, and we know it is going to be a long journey. Okay, so we are ready for the journey. We'd have to meet with our people and then communicate to the larger group. This is a movement for the people. So until we get in touch with the people, we can't tell you what we are going to do next. But we are still mobilizing. So anyone who feels like they can help mobilize people in their district or towns, they can visit our social media pages and then get in touch with us. That is GH Fix the Country.
So the Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Nsiah-Asare, has said all persons who attended the late Sir John's funeral are currently being monitored to ensure none of them transfers their COVID-19 infections. And even for persons who contract the virus, they will be monitored to ensure that they do not transfer it to other people.
Over 500 people, including President Akufo-Addo, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Chief Justice Enin Yeboah, were captured in a viral video at the funeral, failing to observe the social distancing protocols. But speaking to the media, Dr. Nsiah-Asare stressed that despite the blatant disregard for the safety protocols, he does not expect a spike in COVID-19 cases. The health advisor also revealed that organizers of the event have already been picked up by the police to answer questions over the non-adherence of the protocols. There has been a public criticism following the burial service held for the outspoken politician, popularly known as John, on a Thursday, June 3, 2021. Some pressure groups question government moral right to be implementing the Imposition of Restrictions Act 2020, Act 1012, which prohibits mass gathering amidst the COVID-19 pandemic when it is going contrary to that very rule. Also, the Ghana Medical Association has demanded that the law enforcement agencies investigate and deal with the organizers of the funeral. Meanwhile, the minority in Parliament has also requested an unqualified apology from President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia for flouting the COVID-19 protocols.
Let's now get onto the phone line and speak to the ranking member on Parliament Health Committee, Kwabena Minta Akando. He had earlier described what happened at Sir John's funeral as unfortunate. Now, Dr. Anthony Nsiah-Asare is saying that the over 200 people that attended the late Sir John's funeral are currently being monitored. Should we take his words seriously?
Yeah, good evening. As you saw on the screen, there were thousands of people who actually attended this funeral. So first and foremost, I even have my doubts about what the Tanzanians are saying. Okay. And if you look at the number of people who attended this funeral, 200 people is just a tip of the iceberg. And so how would they be able to monitor all, even half of the people who attended this funeral? Practically, it is very difficult. You understand? For me, as for Dr. Nsari and his comments and coverage, I've stopped taking him serious. I must be honest with you.
Now, he also talks about the fact that the police has started some investigations so far as the organizers of the funeral are concerned. What does this tell you?
Well, you know, as it has become their stock in trade, anytime Ghanaians are demanding some kind of responses, they will hide behind the fact that they are doing investigations, and the outcome of the investigations will never be known to the public. And so if indeed they are doing investigations, we expect that they will have timelines, and the good people of this country will have to know the outcome of those investigations. But don't forget that at that third funeral, the president himself, the vice president, the chief justice, the IGP were all present at that particular funeral. And if there is any investigation at all, I believe that these people will also have to answer questions. For me, I am shocked that as I speak to you now, the president hasn't come out to even just say sorry, just apologize to the good people of this country. I think that would have shown some kind of respect to the people of this country, because a lot of people have condemned that act, and as he has been doing in addressing the nation on COVID. So I thought that he could even take one of these days, he could take the opportunity, and we are human beings, and so it is human to apologize to the good people of this country. But if you look at the postering of members of this government and party members, it's as though they have done it and nobody can do anything to them. I mean, that is worrisome. That is worrying. That, for me, reduces the presidency to a level that if you are not very careful, anytime the president speaks, the good people of this country may not take him serious.
All right. Thanks so much for speaking to us on Newsnight. So I have been engaging the ranking member on Parliament Health Committee, Kwabena Minta Akando. You're live on Newsnight on Metro Television. We go for a break and return shortly with more. To stay.
Blood gives life. Blood is very important. Let's donate blood to save lives. On Saturday, June 19th, 2021, Metro TV, Original TV, and Original FM humbly invite you to be part of blood donation exercise at the premises of Metro TV, close to Alisa Hotel on Dr. Isert Street at North Ridge in Accra. The exercise will start at 7 o'clock in the morning. It is in commemoration of the World Blood Donation Day. Join us save lives as we donate blood for the blood bank. This exercise is in partnership with Blue Skies, Pharma Nova, and 3Fair. Share to save a life.
There's a place for people like you.
You're welcome back to NewsNight. Let's bring you more stories. And the US-based medical health practitioner Philip Ofori-Ntumi has called for the decriminalization of attempted suicide in the country. Now, Act 29, Section 57 of the 1960 Criminal Code states that whoever attempts to commit suicide shall be guilty of a misdemeanor. Philip Ofori-Ntumi is calling on stakeholders to rally behind the fight to decriminalize what many see as a sign of mental illness. He was speaking with Francisca Kakrafosing on Good Afternoon, Ghana. The World Health Organization has encouraged countries still criminalizing suicidal behavior to decriminalize it, since it is considered a mental health issue and suicidal people should therefore get help rather than be punished. Speaking on the topic, decriminalization of attempted suicide, the legal and mental health perspectives, lawyer Christian Lam Hersey, who has filed a writ invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, prayed the court to efface Section 57(2) of Act 29.
So to the extent of the constitutional provisions I just mentioned, I'm saying that they are inconsistent with Section 57(2), and to that extent, Section 57(2) should be struck off the statute books. To attack that particular provision, these are the best constitutional provisions you can bring up to attack Section 57(2), and it depends on the minds of the judges whether to strike it off or not. But that is within their remit too, given the legal reasoning, and because it is a novelty, it also beholds on them whether whatever legal maneuvering that they want to do, it is entirely up to them. So,
on his part, US-based mental health practitioner Philip Ofori-Ntumi noted it was insensitive for the state to criminalize suicide.
I think it's on the part of the state to have that against any individual. I think it's come of age where we move beyond some of these colonial laws and impositions that have been on us for years, to where we really deal with the needs of the people on the ground. We already have a challenging situation with our mental health institutions. So to even criminalize this, coupled with the stigma attached to mental health, then you just make it worse for anyone to even open up a sick treatment.
The discussion on suicide came in handy.
To other stories, members of the Kumasi branch of the Technical Universities Teachers Association of Ghana, TUTAG, have effectively complied with directives from their national executives to join the national strike by the association, which took effect today. Here's a report filed by our Ashanti regional correspondent Abdul Basit Suleiman. Read to you.
The campus of the Kumasi Technical University in the Ashanti region was deserted by both students and teachers on Monday, June 14, 2021, as a result of a strike action declared by TUTAG. A red flag with TUTAG inscription was hanged at the entrance of the school, which signified that TUTAG is on strike. Unlike a normal school day on Monday, where a lot of students trooped in their numbers to attend lectures, many students did not even come to the campus. Most of the lecture halls and other departments were locked. Only a few students were seen roaming on campus. This goes to signify the intensity of the strike, which began today. An attempt by the news team to read the members of the local association of TUTAG of the Kumasi Technical University proved futile, since none was seen on campus. Members of TUTAG were, however, advised to supervise project works, research and community services, but not to teach, invigilate, mark exam papers, not to submit results, and attend any meetings of the technical universities. Meanwhile, the National Labour Commission has advised TUTAG not to embark on their intended strike, but rather meet with the Commission on Wednesday for further deliberations.
Do stay tuned to Metro Television for more on this, because at exactly 10:30 p.m. today on our Newsline program, we'll be engaging officials of TUTAG and NLC on this matter. It's now time for business, and Kenneth is standing by. Hello, Kenneth.
Well, hello, Afia.
What's up in business?
A lot is coming up in business. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now, the Economic Research Department of Goldman Sachs, the global investment bank, is predicting the Bank of Ghana will cut the policy rate further by 200 basis points by the close of 2021. The Bank of Ghana had earlier dropped its policy rate from 14.5% to 13.5% at its 100th MPC held in Accra last month.
Earlier this month, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank announced a surprise rate cut, reducing the policy rate by 100 basis points to 13.5% after it judged that the risk of inflation jumping out of the bank's target band of 6 to 10% was minimal. Goldman Sachs Economic Research said cut was against its unanimous consensus expectations that the rate would be maintained. The research noted that the positive tone for growth going forward, as both real activity indicators and progress in the vaccination campaign point to a strong rebound in the economy in 2021. Following the announcement of a decline in inflation to 7.5% for the month of May, Goldman Sachs has forecasted that the conditions are right for the central bank to further reduce the policy rate, which influences the lending rate. The easing of the policy rate will further brighten the outlook for 2021's economic growth.
Now, the Ghana Railway Development Authority has organized a stakeholder engagement with the chiefs and people of Akwemu in the eastern region to reveal how the completion of the Tema to Impakadan rail route will bring economic benefits to the people. The Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Railway Development Authority, speaking at the Durban, said trading activities along the stretch will boost economic activities in the land of Akwemu.
In April this year, the Railway Development Minister, John Peter Amewu, paid a working visit to the Akwemu Royal Palace before inspecting the Tema to Impakadan rail lines. The Akwemuman chief, Odeneho Kwafo Akoto III, proposed a stakeholder engagement thereby to ensure the people of Akwemu are brought to speed with the benefits they stand to get when the project is completed. The Ghana Railway Development Authority has heeded to the call to engage the people of Akwemu through a public forum. The Member of Parliament for Esejaman constituency, Thomas Ampem Nyako, called on contractors working on the project to assist the local indigents as part of their corporate social responsibilities.
It cannot be that you demolish my building, you replace it for me, and you name it after yourself. It cannot be. So we demand immediate removal of the name AFCONS from the project. If AFCONS is so minded to leave a legacy in the Sojaman because of the huge project they are doing, Nanamu will be glad to give them a piece of land to provide something monumental.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Railway Development Authority, Yao Ousu, was hopeful the project will help boost economic activities in the area.
Farmers and market women will be able to transport their harvests and produce to major market centers. It will also create job opportunities for the youth of Akwemu. And also, most importantly, we can set up some commercial centers along the railway line to create jobs, factories for the community.
The Deputy Railway Development Minister designate, Kweku Asante Boateng, speaking on behalf of the state.
And that'll be it for business. My name is Kenneth Jesse. Efia and Crosby are standing by for the rest of the news.
Thanks for the business update, Kenneth. We now go for a break and return shortly with the latest in sports with Phil John Corti. Do stay.
In Ghana and in Africa, there is only one place to look to get that luxurious design and decor for your offices and homes. Visit Jamila Home. We give you the climax of luxury wherever you find yourself. Presidential and executive office furniture, living room sets, dining set, stunning mirrors, adorable wallpapers, lovely king and queen size beds, valuable antiques and antique goods, beautiful chandeliers and more. Into the bargain, we provide caring customer service, prompt delivery service, skilled and artistic full house design and decor services, and free decor ideas for your space. Our products and service is unparalleled, boasting of top-tier clients all over the globe. Jamila Home, home of first-class quality furniture, beautiful chandeliers, and antiques.
wonim say whoop football pa. And nothing a high sense as sponsor Euro 2020. Edia Mauno. Nisa something na yatete TV so say who? Edia Mauno. A high sense Euro 2020 TV super promo. Kawe kwajo brand new high sense TV and ne board dafo. Pictures ne clear na color ne deep. Sound quality ne so de one it here. High sense TV so de entry power. About down one access you are. Akona utu sa abefo. If it's 18th June, akofim 11th July. A high sense Euro 2020 TV super promo. Emma refisa high sense kwa na 5 years warranty. High Sense Hero 2020 TV Super Promo. Akosuwa High Sense showrooms at Ghana for Nanina. What you dear Nansenya? High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people. High Sense, official sponsor at the Hero 2020.
Welcome back to NewsNight. Now time for the latest in sports, and Phil John Corte standing by to bring us all the updates. Good to see you, Phil. What's coming up?
Well, thank you very much. We'll focus on the Ghana Premier League and some European Football Championship. Up next, sports. My name is Phil John Corte. Let's start with the Ghana Premier League, where Kotoko are maintaining pressure on Accra House of Folk after beating Inter-Allies by 3-2 at the
Asma with a cross in, Adumaku's header, and JP connects Kotoko up by 1-0. That is another one. Ghana, as always, involved in the build-up. Asma with a whip into the box. All over the place, over far to the other side. Nafiu Sulemana goes past Christopher Neti, sends a cross, and Alex Asso equalizes. Just passes, man, as if it's not there. Apple, but Razak Abelera is on the other side, hoping. Okay, but the cross comes in from Neti. Jemfi was at the far post. Ball was blocked by Abanga, sends a cross in, and Kotoko are back in the lead. Neti's balls into the far post. Jemfi with the first attempt was blocked. That's well to keep it under his pole and put in the cross. Abanga's corner, Okpe's header, and that's the equalizer. Inter-Allies have equalized. The ball into the box to begin with is delightful, it's brilliant. But take a look at the leap. Nobody.
Let's now focus on European football. And Slovakia managed to beat Poland, highly rated Poland, by 2-1. And interesting, in Russia, the match was played in St. Petersburg in Russia. Meanwhile, Scotland were humbled by the men from Prague.
Towards the edge of the 18-yard. Hendry.
Insightful and inspiring moments. Metro TV. Metro TV. Insightful and inspiring moments. Metro TV. Insightful and inspiring moments.
As a mother and wife, my priority is making sure my family is protected at all times. That is why I never forget to give my angel a Flora disposable handkerchief to keep germs and sweat at bay. When Habi is out in the fields, I'm rest assured of Flora coming in handy anytime he needs it. Even when my daughter Na is out late, I am confident Flora disposable handkerchief will be close enough to save the moment. Flora disposable handkerchiefs are my go-to disposable handkerchiefs any day, anytime, and everywhere. Flora disposable handkerchiefs is affordable and handy. Flora, better than cloth handkerchiefs. Flora is a product of Delta Paper Mill Limited. For inquiries and bulk purchases, call 0243 033 033.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
You're welcome back. It's time for entertainment news, and the lady with all the gist is here now. Hello, Harriet.
Hi, Afia.
What's happening in entertainment?
There's more in entertainment. Stay tuned for more. To honor the departure of Castro, Asamoah Gyan staged a live show in his memory.
Castro again, oh, featuring Baby Jet, BK, what do this video?
To mark 7 years after the unfortunate disappearance of Ghanaian musician Castro, former Ghana Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan staged a live show in his memory. The show was a solemn one to mark Castro's death, which was confirmed on June 9th, 2021, in accordance with the Constitution of Ghana. Per the Constitution, anyone who goes missing and never returns within 7 years is declared dead, and a funeral is organized by the family in his or her memory. Therefore, Castro and his girlfriend's absence since 2014 is a perfect example. Asamoah Gyan was with Castro and his girlfriend at the Ada estuary on June 8, 2014, when the musician went missing. According to reports, the two got drowned while cruising on the Ada River. Search parties were organized to retrieve the body, but to no avail. After 7 years, Castro and Janet Bandu have been declared dead in accordance with Ghana's law. In commemoration of their departure, Castro's best friend, Asamoah Gyan, put up a live performance with the help of a band to mark his memory. He actually performed Castro's hit songs with so much emotion. Asamoah Gyan once again brought his singing prowess to the fore and proved that aside from football, he's great with the microphone as well.
A Nigerian Afrobeat artist, Wizkid, has released a docu-series titled A Superstar Made in Lagos to celebrate the 10th anniversary of his debut album, Superstar.
Yes, Wizkid's latest docu-series, A Superstar Made in Lagos, traces the talented musician's journey and the impact he has made from when he started out to the present day. The documentary reflects on the early days of his career and getting signed to the Banky W co-founded label Empire Made Entertainment. A Superstar Made in Lagos features some of the individuals who have not only played a role in Wizkid's career or interacted with the singer, but are stakeholders in the Nigerian entertainment and creative industry. Respected musician and entrepreneur, Banky W, who signed Wizkid at 19 years old in 2009 and executive produced the album, also shared memories of Wizkid in his early days.
All day long, he would be working on hooks and melodies and just coming up with things in case he was given an opportunity to jump on the mic for a few minutes. He didn't have time to be thinking about what to write in that moment. And so that became his process and how he is now one of the fastest songwriters that I've ever encountered in my life.
10 years later, Starboy, as he's now affectionately called, is an international superstar. He has been instrumental in the recent global recognition of Afrobeats, having worked with the likes of Beyonce, Drake, Chris Brown, Wale, Skepta, Damian Marley, Her, and many more. His contribution to Beyonce's anthem, Brown Skin Girl, has won him a Grammy, Soul Train, and BET Award.
I'm glad that I'm calming down. Can't let no one come control me. Keep dancing.
That's it for entertainment news on Newsnight. My name is Harriet Addy. Over to you, Crosby and
Harriet, you know, the issue about Castro's disappearance. There's still lots of questions to be answered, actually, but wherever he is, we wish him the very best.
And finally, we can all see that Castro is no longer coming back to us. All hopes is gone that he's ever going to come back.
Sadly. Harriet, thanks so much for the
Thank you very
much.
International news is up next. On the foreign front, many Indian states have eased coronavirus restrictions, including the capital, New Delhi, where authorities allowed all shops and shopping centers to open as the number of new infections dropped to the lowest in more than 2 months. Now, experts have cautioned against a full reopening as India has vaccinated only about 5% of its estimated 950 million adults with the necessary 2 doses, leaving millions vulnerable.
Now, infections peaked in India in May with about 400,000 new cases a day, but that dropped to 70,421 new infections reported on Monday, the lowest daily increase since March 31. And that's according to data from the Health Ministry. The number of deaths went up by 3,921, and that's according to data again from the Health Ministry. Now, India has had the second highest tally of COVID-19 infections in the world after the United States with 21.51 million cases and 374,305 deaths, and that's according to data from the Health Ministry of India.
That's all time allowed for this edition of NewsNight. We came to you from Akuabo Studios on Dr. Iset Street. My name is Noble Crosby Island.
And I am Ifia Fusa. Thanks so much for watching.